Hello everyone and welcome to another video brought to you by Total Market Traders. I am Stephen and let's get into it. So we are quickly continuing on this theme on the DXY, which is the dollar basket of dollar denominated pairs and weighted with euro, etc. So let's get into it. So if you remember and cast your mind back a couple of weeks, apologies for last week, I was on vacation and on a trip, so didn't get a chance to get the video done. So we'll pick up where we left off, and where we left off was we were going over this pair on the monthly first of all, then the weekly, and then this is the daily. So the last video, which had this sort of candle starting to form, we were along at this exact point here, and yeah, that was over a weekend. This is Sunday going into Monday's candle, and as you can see, first week just powered on through. What we were looking at here was the inverse head and shoulders pattern, the neckline, a potential of a breakout and retest off the neckline. We never got that, so just goes to show you price action doesn't always play out the way you expect it to. And that's just trading the way it is, because nothing always plays out exactly. But as long as you can get a rough guide, that's fine. So as you can see here, price has come up to this area, which is quite interesting because if you start to take a bit of a step back, so imagine now, let's try something else. Something I noticed when I came back was a larger inverse head and shoulders starting to appear. So it's like an inverse head and shoulders here, which we've already outlined, and then this larger one, which probably I haven't even looked at on the weekly just yet, but yeah. It's you can see it pretty clearly on here. So you got the left shoulder, this big head here, and then you get the right shoulder hopefully forming along here. And if you draw in sub fib levels, excuse me, we can see this area down to about here is potential. Ideally, a 50% pullback along this level, if not 0.618, would be excellent to look for any opportunities, any reversal signals, hopefully if the trend keeps going. Some people will see this as a massive sell signal, those who are obviously bearish on the dollar now, but at the same time I think this is going to go a little bit higher longer term. So this is now the new neckline. This was the old neckline, no longer overly valid now, considering it's just ran for 2 weeks straight. If it comes back down to this area, it's a nice enough looking area, maybe 93, 92.5, and look for potential to see any decent sell signal, or sorry, buy signals, and yeah, look to possibly target this green zone. Here is the next zone of resistance and support. As you can see historically, there's not an exact pinpointed line, that's why I've just done it as a zone, one that sort of stood out a little bit more. So if you wanted to just go on by here and here, this sort of area, this encapsulates this entire area, which is sort of got tested back here. So if price comes back up to this area, trends up here by November time, October time, end of October, end of November, that's when I'd sort of forecast if price does come up here, we could see a bit of resistance, we could see a bit of choppiness, pullbacks and all sorts before probably the Fed rate hikes announcements on, I think it's sometime in November. If you look over here, Greg goes over this stuff very, very nicely, so if I just do a quick hike, maybe it was last week's post. Yeah, well, the hike he does mention expectations are increased, and NFP numbers disappointing. So yeah, there's a bit of dollar weakness at the minute, but as you can see here, Greg's looking at potential for a pullback, then head much higher. So this is our premium section of the blog post, which I'm just showing you right now. I've highlighted quite a few areas, so it basically coincides with what I'm saying here as well. A possible pullback before seeing price head much higher. So hopefully this is some help, and any questions, feel free to email us, leave us, message in the comments, whatever, and we'll get back to you soon. Hope you all have a great week, and thanks very much. Bye-bye.